It was a frigid Monday morning when Claire Emerson, a young assistant cafe manager at Jefferson Airport Terminal, unlocked the front doors at 4:58 a.m. sharp, as was her routine. She straightened the chairs, warmed the espresso machines, and adjusted the pastry display, humming softly to herself while the distant rumble of planes stirred on the tarmac beyond the glass. Claire wasn't meant to work that day. She'd swapped shifts with a friend tending to a sick child, unaware this choice would reshape her life and echo across headlines, military forums, and every heart still pulsing with honor. Dippy, why 6:32 a.m., as the cafe filled with weary passengers and bustling TSA agents grabbing coffee. An elderly man in a faded green overcoat stepped inside. His white beard was neatly combed, his gait slow but deliberate, guided by a wooden cane tapped with military precision. The crowd barely noticed him at first, just another elder navigating life. But Claire saw him, truly saw him. A sewn-on patch on his coat, faded yet familiar, matched an insignia from a history documentary, a unit disbanded decades ago, so obscure it eluded even deep Google searches. He waited patiently at the line's end, clutching an envelope in one hand and stroking a muddy, vestless dog, likely a service companion, with the other. When he reached the counter, he looked up at Claire and said, "Ma'am, I don't have cash, but I have this meal voucher. It may be expired. Could I just get a coffee for me and something for the little one?" Claire took the crumpled paper, noting its 6-month expiration, and felt a twist in her chest. Policy was rigid. Expired vouchers were non-negotiable, with cameras always recording and the manager held accountable. Yet something in his voice, the tender way he called his frail dog little one, more toy than living creature, prompted her to whisper, "Give me 2 minutes." She brewed a large coffee, added honey and cream unasked, pulled a warm egg sandwich from the oven, tossed in 2 dog biscuits she kept hidden for strays, and handed it all to him. "On the house," she said. He blinked, tears brimming but unshed, and nodded softly. "You're kind," he whispered. "Too kind for this place." He retreated to a corner near the window, sharing the meal with his pup as dawn broke over the runway. At T7:11 a.m., Claire's regional supervisor arrived unannounced for an inspection. By 7:38 a.m., after reviewing cameras and auditing registers, Claire was written up for unauthorized comping, a policy breach. When she tried to explain, her voice barely rising, the supervisor cut her off. "We're not a charity, Claire. If every sob story got free coffee, we'd be bankrupt. Suspended pending HR review." She packed her things and left quietly. The elderly man was gone, his seat vacant. A napkin with "thank you" scribbled on it left where his coffee had been. That afternoon, Claire sat on her apartment balcony, sipping tea with silent tears, wondering if kindness still held value. She hadn't checked the news. At 5:43 p.m., the cafe's general manager called, frantic, "Turn on the news." Now, confused, Claire opened her laptop. Live footage showed Jefferson Airport's Terminal C encircled by military vehicles. Dozens of uniformed Marines, high-ranking, not just base guards, stood before her cafe. At their center was a towering officer in dress blues, medals glinting like tiny suns, holding the same crumpled voucher. "We're not here for revenge," he told the stunned press. "We're here to honor a promise. The man you saw this morning was Sergeant Major Thomas Grant, recipient of the Navy Cross, the Distinguished Service Medal, and 3 Purple Hearts. He served in conflicts 2 classified for books, saving lives that can't be named." When he sought a coffee, only one person recalled what respect looks like. That woman is Claire Emerson. The camera panned to the Marines saluting her. Her security camera still, pixelated but unmistakable, had gone viral. #SaluteClaire trended globally. Veterans shared stories. Some wept for the first time in years. Others showed their daughters true courage. Her suspension was not just lifted, but publicly condemned. The coffee chain CEO offered a tearful apology on live TV. We failed her, but she didn't fail us. The next morning, Claire returned, not as an employee, but as a guest of honor. The cafe walls were lined with handwritten thank you notes from service members and families. A permanent plaque by the window honored Claire Emerson for reminding us all what it means to serve. 2 weeks later, Sergeant Major Grant returned, accompanied by a quiet woman in her 50s, his daughter. They handed Claire an envelope with a foundation letter. We've established a scholarship in your name. Each year, a young person choosing compassion over policy will have tuition paid in full, for kindness isn't weakness. It's the highest strength. Claire shunned the spotlight, returning to school for social work, keeping dog biscuits in her bag just in case. Years later, a reporter asked if she regretted breaking the rules. She smiled. Rules dictate what's allowed. Kindness reveals what's right. The photo of her handing coffee to Grant now hangs in the Pentagon. Every anniversary, Marines return to that cafe, order 2 coffees, and leave a napkin with thank you.